This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports and Chaco. We're here at Redemption, and we're delighted to be joined once again by Eric Donovan. Relief, Eric, to get back to winning ways. Obviously, your dream probably turned into sort of what I would say disaster, probably in Glasgow. Not obviously in a bad way, but you'd have probably hoped you had done a few more rounds with Ramirez. But I'm sure it's glad to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, no, definitely, I would agree with that. When I say it was a disaster, I suppose it was never really the dream anyway. I thought, it was a shot at, it was an opportunity and a chance of a lifetime to kind of get in with a living legend, a Cuban boxing legend, and sure, look, maybe I might be able to get something out of it, and who knows, maybe pull it off, and that's a fighter's mindset, a fighter's mentality. If you haven't got that, then you probably shouldn't be in the game. You have to back yourself and believe in yourself, and I trained very hard for that fight, thought I might pull it off and maybe get a shot at world level, but look, I came up short, and I came up way too short, and wasn't to be. So the focus switched back to Plan A, which was always European, and tonight was about getting back on track. Tonight was a fight that I was supposed to win. I was expected to win, and I did win, and it's a vital piece of the jigsaw if I want to get to where I want to go to. So I had to come through the 6 rounds tonight, and I came through pretty, I thought pretty comfortably in the end, you know what I mean? I was happy with my boxing. He was a robust, decent South American, a decent enough record as well, and he came to fight. He came to have a go, and I thought I navigated my way through the challenge fairly comfortably in the end, and I got good 6 rounds banked.
I guess when you sort of look at it, sometimes when you have a defeat, you can come back too easy. Sometimes I guess your opponent, like he started off his career, I think it's won 7 of his first 8 or 8 of his first 9, and obviously then decided it was better for him to go on the road as a journeyman and make more money that way. But I'm sure you were sort of at the start going, like, what's going on? You probably maybe expected Mark may give you, sort of a hand here, sort of one to keep the fire sort of burning, but kept you on your toes and kept you fresh, which is probably a good thing for you.
Yeah, I think it's a good move by Mark as well, to get me an opponent like that, because it's good for the confidence as well, like I say, it was a tough lesson the last time against Ramirez, I had to go back to the drawing board, painful lesson, and lick my wounds and, take my medicine, so to speak. But, those lessons, the painful lessons, they're the most important ones, and they're the ones where the biggest scope for growth is, and you just have to kind of man up and accept it, take it on the chin and move forward. And the 6 rounds tonight were very valuable rounds. As I said, it gave me a chance to be able to transfer what I'm working on in the gym with Packy and in the sparring into a real life scenario, a real life professional boxing match. My last match I got stopped, and the one before that I stopped the other guy. So I haven't really had a lot of rounds over the last year. So those 6 rounds are very, very important for me going forward.
Obviously, touching on your stablemate Spike O'Sullivan, obviously there's an action in 2 weeks' time. I was sort of looking at Packy earlier and I was going, 2 weeks' time you're going to America, and Spike's going to be sort of trying to do what obviously you sort of done with Ramirez. Obviously it's a tough task against Lara. But obviously Spike at 37, is there probably life still left in the old dog yet?
Oh, there is. The fight is there in him. The hunger's there, the enthusiasm is there, the ambition is there. And I'm delighted for him to have this opportunity, because Spike is a stalwart of Irish boxing. He's always been there, and he's been involved in some of the best fights of over the last probably decade of Irish boxers, and always entertains. And I love watching him. And even before I joined the Celtic Warriors gym, I loved watching him as a fan. He's exciting, and Erislandy Lara is a very good opponent, a world champion, 2-weight world champion or 2-time world champion, and. But he is getting on a bit, Yeah, he might be the superior boxer in terms of skill and everything, but Spike is a dog. You know what I mean? And if Spike can get him and put in a career best performance, and your man is 39 years of age, 40,
39, yeah.
39, yeah. So you just could get him at the right time, and I know that if the opportunity presents itself, Spike will take it, because he's ready. He's training hard and he's looking good.
It's one of them. I think they're both in activity. They both haven't fought a lot in the last few years as well. So I guess probably Spike can go, well, put all my cards on the table and just go for it. At the end of the day, what can you do? You either win or you lose, and he wants to win, so he probably has to go for it.
Look, these are dream opportunities to be involved in fights like this, and the gym is buzzing. Celtic Warriors is buzzing, and we're all rooting for Spike. We're all just rooting for him. You think about the fights that he's been involved in, and he's pushed guys so far. He's pushed them right to the very edge. Spike is not an easy fight for anybody, and he's fit, and he's strong, and he's prepared well for this fight, and he's got good sparring partners, and he's been looking good in sparring, and keep your fingers crossed for him and get behind him, because I think he's going to go out there and give us a proud performance.
Definitely, I think we're long overdue a world champion again. Obviously, you've obviously had some great news. Obviously, recently you're going to have your third child. Obviously, Laura's obviously expecting in October. Sort of looking at it, obviously, and the talk seems to be of Katie Taylor's homecoming, potentially September in Croke Park. Would that probably be an ideal way? Probably more than one. Everybody wants to be on the card, but would that probably be the send-off? You'd probably ideally love to obviously fight at Croke Park before you finish.
To be honest with you, I'd love to see Katie Taylor fight in Croke Park. I just think it would be historic, and along with the many other historic events that she's been involved in, but it would just really top it off, because in some ways I feel like the Irish people, the Irish public have been starved of being able to see Katie Taylor in the flesh boxing on her home soil over the last number of years, and that was a shame. And for her to be able to come back and do that in the famous Croke Park, I just think would be a real fitting spectacle and a fitting kind of end to her career. I would like to see her bow out on top on a Croke Park finish, and I know it's probably harsh and to say, oh, you think someone should bow out or stop doing what they love doing, but it's boxing. It's a hard game, it's a tough game, and I believe that Katie Taylor deserves to go out on top. Not everybody does, and not everybody, it's a rarity that it happens, but she has earned the right to go out on top, and I just think the longer you stay in the game, the bigger the risk for somebody to take your scalp. You know what I mean? I don't think somebody deserves to come along and take her scalp. She deserves to go out on top because she broke all the records, she's changed the game, and she deserves to just enjoy the fruits of her labour, But look, as a fan, I hope she's there. If I was on the undercard, that would be an absolute bonus. But regardless whether I'm on it or not, I would love to see it as a fan, as an Irish boxing fan.
It's sort of similar opinions to yourself and Katie. It's sort of said, if Serrano rematch doesn't happen in Croke Park in September, just hang him up. She's nothing more to prove. She's done everything she needs to do in boxing. So, if Croke Park can't happen, there's no point waiting the next year for Croke Park, because then she's 2 or 3 more fights. And obviously, she took punishment, and obviously her last couple of fights as well. And we don't want to see obviously a legend of the sport sort of going out and sort of her shield sort of as she would do.
I don't think she needs to fight rematch Serrano, to be honest with you. I think she completed that challenge quite successfully. Yes, Serrano had success in the earlier rounds, in the mid rounds, but from rounds 1 to 3 and round 6, rounds 7, 8, 9 and 10, Katie I thought was the far superior boxer. Okay, maybe 10 was close. I kind of gave that one a draw, but I had Katie probably 6 rounds to 3 in that fight and won a draw. You know what I mean? So she's dealt with that. She doesn't need to fight Serrano to sell out Croke Park. I think she deserves to go out, maybe just to find it against somebody from the top 10 or whatever, and just go out on top and go out with an enjoyable, comfortable performance, and give everybody back home in Ireland a chance to see her in the flesh one last time. That's it.
Yes, well, Eric, listen, thanks very much for your time. Obviously, safe home. I know you're going home this evening, and hopefully we'll see you back in action again soon.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Cheers, Eric. Thank you.